Okay, so have you ever looked in the mirror and thought, ugh, those dark spots, I wish they would just go away?
I hear you. It's a really common concern, and
Yeah.
it can be frustrating, wanting to even out your skin tone.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're diving deep into today. Hyperpigmentation. What causes those patches and spots? And more importantly, how to fade them. And to help us break it all down, we have a fantastic dermatologist with us today. Welcome.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk all things skin.
Awesome. So I've heard you have a really interesting way of thinking about pigmentation as like a four-step dance.
Yeah, it makes it easier to see those different points where you can actually jump in and make a difference.
Okay, I love that analogy.
Yeah.
So let's break down this pigmentation dance. What's the first step we need to master?
Well, first things first, you got to block those triggers. And the biggest culprit, the sun. No surprise there, right?
Makes sense. The sun can be pretty intense.
Yeah, for sure. Those UV rays, especially UVA, they really penetrate deep and trigger melanin production. And as you know, melanin is what gives our skin its color.
Right, right. So even when it's cloudy or I'm just running errands, sunscreen is a
Oh,
must.
absolutely. Think about it this way. Even on a cloudy day, up to 80% of those UVA rays can still reach your skin.
Wow. Okay, so sunscreen is non-negotiable. It's like our skin's 247 bodyguard.
Exactly. But, and this is important, not all sunscreens are created equal. Yeah. You want to look for broad spectrum protection.
Okay, broad spectrum. So that means,
It means it protects you from both UVA and UVB rays. And look for a high SPF, of course, but also check the PA rating. That specifically measures UVA protection. The more plus signs you see, the better the protection.
got a high SPF, high PA, and anything else.
Here's a pro tip. Tinted sunscreens with iron oxides. They offer an extra layer of defense against visible light, which can also contribute to hyperpigmentation.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never thought about that. So, okay, we've got our sunscreen game on lock. We're blocking those triggers. But what happens next?
Yeah.
Those pigment-producing cells, what are they called again?
Melanocyte?
Yes,
Yeah.
melanocytes. What happens once they get activated?
That brings us to step 2. Calming those melanocytes down. Once they're triggered, they start churning out melanin like a factory working overtime.
Okay, so how do we slow down that melanin factory?
Well, there are some ingredients that can really help. They basically step in and tell those melanocytes to chill out.
Like what? I've heard of hydroquinone and vitamin C. Do those actually work?
They do. Hydroquinone is kind of like a direct inhibitor. Think of it like putting the brakes on an enzyme called tyrosinase. That enzyme is essential for melanin production.
So it just stops it dead in its tracks.
Pretty much. Now, vitamin C is a bit of a multitasker. It can interfere with melanin production, but it's also a powerful antioxidant, so it helps neutralize damage from free radicals.
A double whammy.
Yeah.
I like it. Are there any other ingredients that work in a similar way?
Definitely. Azelaic acid is another great one. It also has anti-inflammatory properties, which is helpful because, inflammation can actually worsen hyperpigmentation.
Oh, right. It's like a vicious cycle.
Exactly. And then there's arbutin. It works similarly to hydroquinone, but tends to be a bit gentler on the skin.
Okay, so we've got a whole arsenal of ingredients to calm those melanocytes down. What's next in our hyperpigmentation dance?
Step 3 is all about stopping the transfer. See, melanin doesn't just sit in the melanocytes. It actually gets transferred to other skin cells, which makes those dark spots more visible. And that's where niacinamide comes in.
Niacinamide. It feels like that ingredient is everywhere these days. What makes it so special?
Well, niacinamide is kind of like an interception specialist. It helps prevent that pigment from spreading and becoming more noticeable on the skin's surface.
So it's like containing the situation before it gets out of hand.
Yeah.
Love it. All right. What's the final move in our dance?
The grand finale is all about speeding up skin renewal. This is where we bring in the big guns, retinoids, and exfoliants.
Ooh, retinoids. I've heard those can be a bit intense. Any tips for using them safely?
Yeah, they're powerful for sure. But they don't have to be scary. Start slow, maybe twice a week, and gradually increase as your skin tolerates it. And of course, always wear sunscreen. Retinoids can make your skin more sensitive to the sun.
That's noted. And how about exfoliation? What's the best approach there?
Well, it really depends on your skin. Chemical exfoliants with AHAs or BHAs can be very effective, but don't go overboard. Physical scrubs can be helpful too, but choose gentle options and avoid harsh scrubbing. You don't want to irritate your skin.
Right, because irritation can actually worsen hyperpigmentation.
Exactly. It's a balancing act. You want to speed up that cell turnover, but you don't want to damage your skin in the process.
Makes sense. So before we wrap up, are there any common mistakes people make when it comes to fading hyperpigmentation?
Oh yeah. One of the biggest ones is thinking a cloudy day or a quick walk means you can skip sunscreen. Remember, those UVA rays are sneaky.
Right. Sunscreen is non-negotiable. Always. What about those products that promise overnight results? Are those legit?
Unfortunately not. Fading hyperpigmentation takes time and consistency. There's no quick fix.
Patience is key.
Absolutely. And most importantly, be gentle with your skin. Scrubbing those dark spots might seem tempting, but it can actually backfire.
So no picking or harsh scrubbing. Got it. Anything else we should keep in mind?
If you're really struggling with hyperpigmentation, it's always a good idea to consult a dermatologist for a personalized plan.
Absolutely. They can really help tailor a routine to your specific needs. So, to recap our four-step hyperpigmentation dance, we start with sun protection, then focus on calming pigment production, followed by stopping the transfer, and finally speeding up skin renewal. And remember, patience and consistency are key. No matter what, don't get discouraged if you don't see results overnight. Keep at it.
Couldn't agree more.
So tell me, what one small change are you going to make today to start fading those dark spots? We'd love to hear about your journey.
I'm excited for you.
Me too.